loading a repository, right? We are in the chapter of fourth chapter, testing and validating a repository. In that one, we went for first part that is called as global consistency check. In the global consistency check, we understand what are the errors it can identify. Okay, some sample errors also we saw. Each and every logical column has mapping with the physical column or not. Each and every dimension table has the key column or not. Each and every table in the BMM layer is joined or not. Each and every business model contains minimum more than one table or not. Each and every business model contains corresponding subject area or not. These are things what is done by global consistency check. At the time, through three types of messages. One is called as errors, warnings, best practices. If you have errors, no issues. But if you have warnings or best practices, if you have errors, because we need to debug them. If you have warnings, 70% of the warnings will cause the problems. 70% of the warnings will cause the problem. That's the reason try to debug the warnings also. Next one is best practices. No issues, you can ignore them. Next, we went for loading the repository. Before that, we discussed about the servers. What are the servers available in our OVAWE. We discussed these are the servers what available. One is called as Oracle OVA server. Second is called as presentation server. Next, Java host, scheduler, cluster controller. And final one is WebLogic server. WebLogic server newly introduced in OVA 11G. It was not there in OVA 10G. In place of this WebLogic server, we were used to use IaaS, Internet Information Services, or OC4J. Okay, and 1 to 5 servers in case of 10G, individually they used to register. But in case of 11G, these all things are registered inside the OPM and CPL. OPM and CPL stands for Oracle Process Management Control. Guys, I am getting a lot of noise. Please go on mute. Please go on mute. Guys, please go on mute. Amar, Kalyan, Surya. Okay. So these are the servers what we have already discussed. Next, we went for loading our repository, whatever repository developed, loading into the Oracle BA server. We understand we have to close the RPD. That is the best practice only, but in the 10G it is a mandatory part. Second step, we understand we need to start the WebLogic server alone or all OVA servers. WebLogic server alone or all OVA servers. Next, configure RPD in Interface Manager. Whenever you configure RPD Interface Manager, automatically come back and configure one file that is called as nksconfig.ini file. nksconfig.ini file. ini stands for initialization file. Next, start or restart Oracle base server. Whenever you started Oracle base server, back it will go and read which files are nksconfig.ini file will read. As per the instructions available in nksconfig file, it will do the activities. Then we went for confirming RPD loaded or not by checking log file. What is the name of log file, sir? What is the name of log file? You need to remember. What is that? nqserver.log. Okay, some points will be there. You should remember those points. There is no other go. You read 1 or 2 times and try to remember that one. Suppose file name. File name is, you need to remember. There is no other go. Okay. Next, confirm RPD loaded or not by developing report. Right. These are 6 steps we completed. There is no issues. Then we are going for enabling logic. What is the problem we face this? We developed excellent one report. Let us say this is what our report. Let us say new analysis B151 sample sales. Now we are going for one column, let us say one column that is calendar year column, and we are going for another column that is, let us say, dollars. These are the 2 columns what we taken. We are trying to click on results. Whenever we click on result, then we are getting output. But I am a customer or client, I am complaining like this data whatever you are showing, that is wrong data. how you can prove yourself, how you can justify yourself this data is correct data. We need to go back and we need to see what is the SQL query it is written. For that purpose, I am going for administration. There I have one option that is called as manage sessions. There I have one option that is called as view log. Always your log will be last but one. Always your log will be last but one. So I am going for this view log. Whenever you see this view log, we are seeing what's here. Some logs you are able to see, right? Some logs you are able to see. Because in last class, did you remember or not, I kept WebLogic level, log level is what, sir? 1. Now, this is the time to understand this point. What is the point is? This point. What is the first point, sir? Oracle-based server provides a facility for logging query activity at the individual user level. At the individual user level. What is that meaning? Let me open our RPD into online mode. Let's say Oracle Business Intelligence, BA Administration. Then I am going to the file menu and opening in online mode. Then I am providing here RR iTech 123, RR iTech 123. Then I am going for manage. Here I have identity. Then I have here action, set online user filter. I am typing here star. Then if you see carefully here, WebLogic user. First, WebLogic user. What is the logging level, sir? 187. In previous class, if you remember or not, I set it 1, that one. Okay. So that is the reason I got the log. But how many lines I got, sir? Very minimal. 5 lines I got. And for this WebLogic, I given 1. Can I give for Gen user 2 also? That means this logging level is I am setting at the user level or enrollment level? User level only. So for some of the users, you can track full-fledgedly what that guy is doing. For some of the users, you can believe that guy will not do any mispractices. So you can believe and you can give the 0 also. Am I clear? That means user level, you can set this log level. User level, you can set this log level. That is what my first point is talking about. Oracle-based server provides a facility for logging query activity at the individual user level. Next. Logging is intended for quality assurance, testing, debugging, and used by Oracle technical support. Oracle technical support. What is the meaning is, suppose just now I asked one question, this report is wrong means you're going back and need to see the SQL, right? Of course, here I don't have physical SQL. Did you observe? Is it my SQL, physical SQL, sir? If I execute this one in the database, will it execute? It is saying from B151 supplier sales. B151 supplier sales is in my presentation layer of the RPD subject area name, that is, right? It is not the table name. It is not the table name. So if I execute this one in the database, it will not execute. I require physical SQL. Physical SQL is not formed here. To form physical SQL, we need to provide logging level as minimum 2. Minimum 2. So I am going back and I am providing 2 log level and I will run the same report. At the time we will see the physical SQL. For that purpose, I am going back end and I am setting this log level as 2 for the user of WebLogic, right? For the user of WebLogic, I am setting log level as 2. Click on OK. Now I am closing this guy. Then I am checking in changes because my whatever I done that should be applicable. I am checking in. I am saving this one. To make my original file with the synchronization, to make my original file also sync up with this one, I am going for what, sir? File menu, copy as, what is your file name? B151 underscore EBA. Select that one, click on save, click on S. So my original file also synced with my Oracle based server file. Now I will go to the front end. There, here I have some temporary cursor caches. Did you observe? Cursor cache is a temporary cursor cache. Always it is best practice to remove this one. Otherwise, if same report, if I run one more time, it will not execute any queries. In the temporary cursor, we have the result. That result only will show to you. That's the reason always best practice is remove this cursor. Close all cursors. I closed all the cursors. Now again go back. This is what your report. This is what your report. If you want reload server metadata also, because something we change in the RPD in online mode, we need to reload or not? We need to reload server metadata. Once you reloaded that one, click on refresh it. Refresh means data will be refreshed. Once it is refreshed, go to the administration. Next, manage sessions. Next, I have here one option that is called as view log. Go to this view log. Go to this view log. Here, observe here, so many logs are came to the picture, right? Here, main logs if you see, this is our main log. This is one main log, correct? When this main log came is, I clicked on the back button. Did you observe? At that time, whenever I go to the result page, at the time that is refreshed. The query is automatically refreshed. At that time, I got this log. And I clicked on the refresh button. At the time I got this one. These between small logs are in between some functionalities will be executed. That is not related to our function, our report output and all. Okay. Any log you can take, this log or this log you can take. I am taking this log, view log. Click on that one. Then if you go and see the log level, if you observe here, compared to previous one, it is big or small, sir? It is big, right? Right. If you have still confusion, what you can do is, firstly, if you want to do means manage sessions, close all cursors. Okay, without any confusion, if you want, close all cursors and sign out and sign in, login as WebLogic. That means at that time you will not have any cursor, sir. Whatever cursor I shown to you people, that is a temporary cursor that will be valid for sign in and sign out only. Once the user signed out, the cursor will be automatically vanished. If you face any problem with the cursor cache, that solution is what, sir? Go back and sign out, sign in. So I am signing out and I am signing in RR iTech 123. Now I am going for one report development analysis B151 supplier sales. To avoid the confusion and all, I am taking different columns also. Let us say I am taking month code column. I am clicking on results. Previously I never taken month code column, right? Okay, now I am going for seeing my output administration. Okay, then I am going for manage sessions. Then bottom of this one I have only one view log, correct? Click on this view log. Then you will see carefully if you observe, I have here month code. This is called as logical SQL or physical SQL, sir? Here B151 supplier sales is saying that is a name in my presentation layer, subject area name. And coming to this guy, this is a physical SQL or logical SQL, sir? If you see here clearly it is saying somewhere from which table, sir? Supplier to D1 calendar to table. D1 calendar 2 is my physical table. D1 calendar 2 is my physical table name. Am I clear that what? So this is log level 2. So see log level 2 how big it is there? Too much how big it is there, right? Now this is the time to understand. Log levels. This is the time to understand log level 1 is what, log level 2 is what. What exactly we have log level 1? Everything, each and every point will be available in log level 2. On top of that one, what, sir? Some extra information also will be there. Now we need to focus on understanding these logs. Right. Here we are seeing only log level 2, right? I don't have previous log. Do I have previous log? I don't have previous log. If you want to access previous logs also means we have one file backend. That file will have all the logs. We need to contact that file. Are you clear? If you come like administration, manage sessions, view log, then I will have only that corresponding logs, that user corresponding logs. If I want all users corresponding logs, go backend and see the npquery.log file. That's what my next point I written here. That is, the query log file is named npquery.log and is located in so and so directory. And here one interesting point is there, query logging is normally disabled in production mode. Why it is disabled, sir? If I given in production mode itself is read only, yes or no? Production mode itself is read only. No one can modify it. No one can delete it. Okay, at that time, why you need to track the users what they are doing? You need not track it. You need not track it. And if you are trying to track what is the problem is, my Oracle based server needs to write each and every log in the notepad. If it is writing each and every log in the notepad, let us say simultaneously 20 members came into the enrollment and they are doing their own jobs. 20 members corresponding logs has to create in the npquery.log file. That means Oracle based server will be busy in creating logs for these 20 members only. Then when it will be go and do other tasks. That is the reason one of the performance tuning technique is make logging level at 0 in production mode. That's the reason exclusively I given here query logging is normally disabled in production mode. And if you want to see all the queries, you can see using this one. And here I give a next point, individual report run log can be accessed using temporary cursor cache. Temporary cursor cache, it will be cleaned for each login and logout. Administration next, manage sessions next, bottom vlog, bottom but one service actually. Bottom but one. In case of 10G, it is exactly bottom only. Now it is bottom but one. Yes or no? Bottom we have one vlog option. That is temporary only. That we are not going for. Bottom but one we are going. Okay, right. Next, how to set that is we need to go to the manage. Next identity, we need to select the user and we need to provide that one. Next one is inspecting the query log. What are the different parts we have? That parts we need to observe. The first part, whatever we have, this is called as SQL issued from client. That is called as, here what's the from supplier says is saying. Is it logical SQL or physical SQL? Logical SQL. To understand better, let me go to the npquery.log file. Where is npquery.log, sir? Start. Or else you can take from here also. What is the big deal? If you take this one, this query is called as what, sir? Logical SQL. This query is called as logical SQL. But I don't have here log level 1. I have only log level 2. I want log level 1 also means shortly I need to go for backend file. E drive next. BA11G next. Instance 1 next. Diagnostics, logs next. Oracle based server component, core applications. Here I have npquery.log. If you go for npquery.log, already yesterday I said the symbols are separation between previous logs and this log. Go bottom of this one. Go bottom of this one first. Our log will be available always bottom. Once you went to the bottom of this one, these all lines are talking about yours only. Just now we ran for a column called as month code. Previously you ran for a columns called as what, sir? Year and dollars. Year and dollars. This is physical. This is also log level 2 set and we ran this one. Did you remember? I set log level 2 and I ran. And one more approach what I went is I logged out and logged in. This one is I cleaned the cursors. I cleaned the cursors manually. I ran this report. Second time is what, sir? I didn't clean the cursors. I just sign out and sign in and I done. Are you clear these 2 points? Okay, the question is here. The question is here. What you asking? What you trying to ask is in the production mode. In the production mode, I kept log level is equal to 0. At that time, in the npquery.log, any log will be created or not? Answer is no. Answer is no. Answer is no. You will not create any logs in the npquery. Whatever we have npquery.log only, that only we are seeing front end also. Administration, manage sessions, vlog also. We are seeing what, sir? This only we are seeing. But the only thing is whatever your corresponding logs, that only we are seeing, not entire thing. Okay, both are one and same. Only thing is subset of this file you are seeing over there. Yes, yes. Now, if I need to compare log level 1 and log level 2, this is my log level 1, correct? This is my log level 1, correct? Yes or no? Now, if you see in log level 1, do I have here logical SQL or not? Yes. One is logical SQL part, one is logical SQL part. Let me take separate notepads. Right. You see here, this is what, sir? One is logical SQL. Next one is what, sir? Query status successfully completed or not, successfully completed or not. Next one is what, sir? Physical query response time. Next one is DB connect time. Next one is this also some time. That means I have here 5 parameters. One is logical SQL. Second one is query status. Remaining 3 things are more or less talking about time. More or less talking about time. That's the reason in my slide also I written same points. If you see log level side, this side only observe, sir. You will have username, session ID and request ID for each query. Do I have username on these all things or not, sir? Somewhere if you see, you will have your username also. I maybe didn't copy that properly. Even here also you have somewhere, right? What is that? Okay. Username and session ID, these all things are available. Username and session ID, these all things are available. Next one is what, sir? SQL for the request using business model. SQL query, SQL for the request using business model names. Is it our business model names or not? So it is a logical SQL. It is a logical SQL. Next, query status, success, failure, or termination, or timed out. I have here query status, successful, or completion of these all things. Then I have here elapsed time for query completion, execution, query cache, and backend database processing. These all things are talking about time only. Those all 3 parameters are, these are the 3 parameters. So in my log level 1, I have mainly 3 points I can say. One is I will have logical SQL, I will have query status, I will have different time parameters. Okay. Next, if you go for the log level 2, let me take into separate notepad. Log level 2 I am taking. Log level 2 is this is year 2, here is my log level 2. This one I am taking separate notepad. This one I am taking to separate notepad. Now tell me, this is logical SQL or not, sir? Logical SQL. This logical SQL already available in the log level 1 or not? Yes, it is available. And next one is what, sir? General query info, it is available. General query info is the one which talks about what is your repository name, that is star. Where you have chance to see the star, sir? Where you define the star? Where you define the star, sir? Did you remember or not? I shown you one file. That file is called as nksconfig.ini. nksconfig.ini. In that nksconfig.ini, if you go and see, there I have one part that is called as repository. Under repository, we are seeing what, sir? Star. So what is your repository name you are giving, sir? Star. Suppose if you put your name over there, let us say I given there RR I take, then what will come, sir, there? Repository is equal to RR I take will come. But by default name is star. No one will disturb that one. Everyone will keep that only. Okay. Perfect. Now we understand one point that is called as general query info. This part you understand. Next what, sir? Your subject area. This is nothing but your business model name, sir. Your business model name. This is what, sir? Your presentation layer. We have the subject area, right? That name it is. Okay. Next one. Next line is talking about this is sending query to database named ORCL. It is sending to ORCL means surely physical SQL or not? Surely physical. This parameter is available in our log level 1, sir. No. That means now we got second one. This second latest one, right? This is the first one. This information is not available in log level 1. This information also not available in log level 1. 2 new things came into the picture. As of now. Now I am going for query status. Query status is available in log level 1 or not? Available. No issues. Now here number of rows returned. Is it available, sir? No. Number of rows is not available. Next to physical query response time. Time is available. No issues. This is what, sir? This is also available. This is also time. This is not available again. Rows returned to the client. What is the difference between this parameter and this parameter, sir? It is saying from database how many records are coming. It is saying what, sir? How many records I am showing to the user. Suppose from database, let us say I got 50 records, but internally in the report end, I given some filter. I given some filter. What will happen, sir? Number of records will be less or not? So if there is no filter, in ideal case, the number of records which are coming from database equivalent to the number of records which are showing to the user. In ideal case, that is. Now let me go for next one. Let me go for next one, that is called as what, sir? Logical query summary status. This also available or not? I hope now we got 4 parameters, new parameters. One is what, sir? General query info. That is repository name, subject area name, these all things. Second one is physical query. Third one is what, sir? Number of rows written from the database. Fourth one is number of rows written from the client. That is the reason I given those all points here. Whatever available in log level 1, everything are available in log level 2 or not? Yes, that is the reason all items for level 1 plus those mentioned below. Repository name, business model name, presentation catalog name. This is extra or not? These 3 things only we are calling it as what, sir? General query info. These 3 things only we are calling it as general query info. Next one is what, sir? SQL for the request using physical data source syntax. Supply to dot calendar, it is saying. That is physical table name or not? Yes. Next, number of rows written from a physical database. That is available. Number of rows written to the client. That is available. These are the 4 parameters. What is extra it came. These are the 4 parameters. What are extra it came. Any questions on log level 1 and log level 2, sir? No questions?
Sir, I have log level, log values, whatever the SQL query is there, we can see that.
Correct.
Instead of log.
Correct. Correct. Log level is useful to see your SQL queries, sir. Nothing much. This is mainly useful whenever you want to debug your thing. Then it will be useful. That's what I clearly written. This log level is useful to the people who want to debug the one. Okay, Oracle technical support team, I said. Oracle technical support team means that may be developer. Each and every developer will be Oracle technical support team, right? Right. Perfect. So this is what the log level. These are the different parts we have. Once go through this one, you come to understand. Next, modify RPD in online mode. Whenever you want to modify RPD in online mode, what are the activities we are doing, sir? One is checkout. Second one is what, sir? Modifying the metadata, whatever you want, you can modify it. Third one is what, sir? Check-in. Save RPD. Next, use copy as option to override original RPD. Next, reload server metadata. Reload server. These are the 6 steps what you are doing if you want to modify RPD in online mode. If you want to modify RPD in online mode. Am I clear this point? Yes. With this we completed the chapter that is called as testing and validating your repository. Testing and validating your repository. In that one we learned only mainly 3 topics we learned, sir. Very good topics. One is called as check global consistency. Second one is called as loading your RPD into Oracle based server. Third one is called as log level. These are the 3 important chapters what we learned inside this chapter. Checking global consistency, loading your RPD into Oracle based server, then last one, log level. These are 3 topics what we learned. With this chapter is completed. Now I want to give one example on this one. Let me go and give one example. Suppose, let us say I want to add one column here. Can I add or not? Right click on this one, then new object, then what, sir? Logical column. So I am giving some name. Let us say XYZ I am giving. Okay, and I need to give some definition also. That's the reason I am saying it as a populate with the 1 static value. XYZ column will be populated with 1 value. That's what, sir? 1 static value. Click on OK. Now, did you observe or not? Automatically, some right mark is came, right? That right mark is came means objects are checked out. Why it is automatically checking out is I have here one option, tools, options, general. There I have one option, that is what, sir? Check out objects automatically. This option is enabled. That is the reason it is checking out. If this option is not enabled, at the time it will ask you, do you want me to check out or what? Let us say I am going to here, I'm double clicking on this guy, write code. At the time it is asking, see sir, physical column WARCL has read-only attribute. Do you want to check it out? Previously, is it given this kind of information, sir? No. Directly it is checked out. Now it is asking information from you. If I say yes, it will check out. If I say no, it will open as a read-only copy. You cannot modify it. You cannot modify it. If I click on S, let us say double click on this one. If I click on S, then you can modify it. Are you clear, sir? So this checkout information if you got means that meaning tools options menu. There we have checkout objects automatically. This is disabled. That is what the meaning. Are you clear? Normally in company it will be always in disable mode. Always it will be in disable mode. Here in our training room, each and every time if you are doing something, it will be disturbance for us, right? It will be disturbance for us. That's the reason I used to keep that as checkout objects automatically. Okay, but in company you need to understand which objects are checking out, which objects are checking in. That's the reason that will be enabled. Okay, perfect. I am clicking on checkout objects automatically in our training room, no issues. Click on OK. I created one column. That column I am dragging and dropping. That column I am dragging and dropping into let us say junk. Now I am clicking on check-in changes. I done what? What are the steps I done, sir? Now checkout I done. Checkout means what it is saying, sir? Logs objects by that user. What does that mean? Logs objects by that user. What does that mean? Suppose if you see a write code is locked by which user, sir? WebLogic user. Till the time I checked in, no one can work on this write code. How I can prove that point? Let us say I am opening all programs, Oracle Business Intelligence, BA Administration. Then going for the file menu, open, next online, RR, iTech 123. I have one more user. That guy is called as Abel. Abel password is admin123. Abel password is admin123. Enter. Now this user want to modify. Let us say write code. He is trying to double click on it one. Then it is saying error. What is error, sir? An error occurred while trying to check out objects from the server. Please verify the server setup. Okay, please verify the server setup. What is meaning is why it is throwing this kind of error is already this object is checked out by whom, sir? That guy. That object is not available in the server. I mean to say it is locked by that user. It's locked by that user. That's the reason it's throwing that one. If you want to modify another object, you can modify it, no issues. Suppose you want to modify generic descriptions. Double click on this one, then no issues, he is able to modify. Now observe here, this generic description is checked out by this guy or not. Now suppose another user, that is WebLogic guy, want to modify the generic description, double click on this one, it's showing error or not. That means what is your understanding? Any one object is checked out by one person, that will be locked by that person automatically. At that moment, no user can work on the same object. But he can work on the same RPD. But different parts of the objects need to work. I mean to say one guy is working on the write code column, other guy need to work on generic description column. One guy is working on employee table, other guy need to work on DB table column. Are you clear, sir? Same objects they cannot work, but different objects in the same RPD, they can work. Different objects in the same RPD, they can work. Am I clear the point? Yes. Okay, that's what my meaning. Let me check in this one. Yes. Okay. Now, if you go for my document, I said here modify metadata, add or delete or modify. I added one column that is called as XYZ. Then what, sir? Check in. I checked in also, lock will be released. Here lock is happened, right? That lock will be released and changes will go into Oracle base server. Fourth one, save RPD. It saves Oracle base server RPD. Oracle base server contains one internal RPD, right? Yes or no? Internal RPD what, sir? In our case is what, sir? B151 underscore EBA underscore BI 0073. That's what your RPD. That will be saved. But we want to save our original one. Original one is what, sir? B151 underscore EBA. Then we need to go for copy as option and we need to do it. To do like that, To do like that, I'm going for saving of this one. Then I'm going for file menu, copy as, and I need to do that process. Copy as, and I need to select here B151 EVA. And I need to click on save. Click on OK. Yes, I done this step also, that is called as use copy as option to override original RPD. Then what, sir? Reload server metadata. Whatever changes we've done here, if you go to our front end, let us say here. Okay, I'm going back. If I expand, let us say sales. If I expand, let us say junk, then bottom of this one, what happens, sir? XYZ is came. Why it is came? Actually, I clicked on the back options, right? Whenever I click on the back options, it will be automatically refreshes. So server is reloaded that object. Suppose now my window is in this position. If I go and if I add one column, let us say right click, new object, let us say logical column, let us say